you talked about emotions. About how it is wrong to get rid of emotions.
Emotions come in many forms. On earth, crude emotions prevail. Those familiar with Buddhism know about the 5 poisons of the mind: ignorance, anger, passionate desire, pride, and envy. Ignorance might be unclear. It is the laziness in understanding. A person is not interested, does not seek, does not think about themselves and the world. Nothing changes in such a person. If you have important questions but are too lazy to deal with them, you maintain your ignorance. Anger is an extreme form. It is also denial, dissatisfaction. Sometimes it is resentment, the inability to forgive, passionate desire. A true pandemic in your world. This includes the greed of a handful of people who have taken the whole world for themselves and sit on it like sullen turkeys. And hedonism, a great love for food, alcohol, sex, and consuming useless information. Passionate desire stems from the illusion of scarcity. You think that if you get more, you will be happier. We will describe this point in more detail later from the perspective of faulty behavioral algorithms. This also includes jealousy and possessiveness. Instead of passionate desire, sometimes people talk about attachment. We think these concepts are not identical, although there is obviously a similarity. Attachment is an interesting situation. Everyone understands what attachment to a loved one is. However, few think about the fact that a person is attached to their own suffering. Consider how some people love to dramatize their lives and enjoy describing their own problems. Know that this is also attachment. Pride. A subtle thing. It is always useful to look for it in yourself, especially if you are almost a spiritual guru. If you think that your spiritual knowledge is the most spiritual knowledge in the world, know that we have caught you in pride. Envy. It can take very sophisticated, subtle forms. For example, if you think about what if your successful acquaintance suddenly loses their luck, and if they do lose it, you secretly rejoice. Let's call this schadenfreude. And now a practice for every day. Do you engage in the practices transmitted to you through the channels?
No, as soon as I read that energy needs to be received somewhere, redirected somewhere, and then also concentrated somewhere, while imagining Buddha on a lotus flower all the time, I switch off already on the first lines of the technique description.
Yes, you are not the only one. There is an ancient practice called reflective writing. We describe it without the touch of ancient superstitions. Throughout the day, catch yourself having negative thoughts. Write down everything you catch. Find some free time, at least several times a week. Take each recorded thought and unravel it. Pour everything that comes to mind on the paper. Analyze everything written. Think about how to replace it. Forgive those you hold grudges against. Let go of what you are holding on to. Cross out or discard what you have dealt with. That's it. Those who are not lazy will start changing very quickly. Obstacles in the technique: shame, suppression of emotions. Be honest with yourself. If you suddenly realize unpleasantly, "But I am a scoundrel," accept it. Don't suppress it. Say, "Yes, I am a scoundrel." And then think about how to fix it. Don't judge yourself, don't be ashamed. If you are in pain, say honestly, "I am in pain." Accept it. And then find the strength within yourself to move forward. Here is the true meaning of the lofty phrase, know yourself. You don't need to travel to a Tibetan monastery on a pilgrimage to know yourself. You can't buy enlightenment at the price of a trip and living with monks. To know yourself means to honestly dissect that lump of negative emotions that you have been sweeping under the rug all your life. As you unwind the lump of negativity, space will open up. You will be able to fill this space with something more valuable and definitely healthier. You need to work with all the feelings and emotions listed. Don't think that if you get rid of them, you will be impoverished. It might be unpleasant for someone to hear, but a dramatic bad character that some people cherish is a set of standard human programs' reactions to the local environment. Your loved ones will notice positive changes in you if you want to get rid of the above. It is in the context of these lower feelings and emotions that you should understand the words of the teachers about the need to get rid of them. Read them again carefully, and now we move on to what emotions you need to develop. They will be much harder to describe because they are rare wandering sparks in your world. They flare up and then fade away again. There are higher, subtle human emotions. They add beauty to your soul. Look at the night sky on a clear night. What do you feel? What emotions visit you when you see distant galaxies and nebulae? What do you feel when you think about the vast universe and who you are in it? There is so much beautiful and exciting in the world. So much is still unknown. Realize that you are eternal wanderers. How many more adventures and wonderful discoveries await you? In such moments, you may feel awe. What do you feel when it thunders, pours rain, and lightning flashes? Or when there is a storm at sea? High waves crash onto the shore, gusts of wind bend trees on the coast. The power of nature. It is both beautiful and frightening. You may feel fragile and vulnerable. You may particularly appreciate the coziness of your home in such moments. Look up at the sky, at the birds. Imagine that you are flying with them, and beneath you are vast expanses. Feel the thrill. Watch or read a beautiful drama. No, don't choose those depressing crime stories. Choose something that will make you feel a gentle sadness. When sadness resonates with beauty and sincerity of feelings, you may feel that you are alive and it is wonderful. Don't think that good emotions are exclusively wild fun. You are in a unique world. A world where you can feel an incredible variety of emotions. What if we say that positive and negative emotions can intertwine in wonderful combinations? When this happens to you, you hardly know what to call it. The sensations can be different. It can be a shiver down your spine, and eyes moistening. You often cry from everyday sorrow, but remember that there are also tears of joy. Have you ever felt nostalgia? A gentle longing for the past? Listen to the music of neoclassical composers. Read good Japanese authors. They have a special sense of these subtle emotions. Poetry and prose. Beautiful photographs and paintings. Ask yourself what you feel when you receive information. If nothing or something bad, don't take it. Your memory is limited but sufficient to contain a lot of beautiful things. Stop stuffing yourself with secondary things, dwelling on boring everyday details. In the context of our conversation, the word dwelling takes on a new shade of understanding for you, doesn't it? We only hope that our joint attempt with the channel to give examples of beauty in your world was successful. We wish you success in feeling the beauty of life. Seek, appreciate, feel. Let life bring you an abundance of beautiful, diverse emotions. If you observe your emotions from the position of extreme awareness, you will learn to see beauty even in everyday life, its complex situations, and its sorrows. Look at your life from the outside, think of it as a valuable experience, but don't get too attached. It will pass. And if you sought beauty in it, you can be sure that you will move on to the next one, and the beauty of the new life will be even fuller.